Before the news broke that Netflix was the winning bidder for Warner Brothers, there was a story that came out of Bloomberg that talked about how Warner Brothers was negotiating with Comcast for theme park rights. And more specifically, they named DC in that. And looking a little bit more at this Bloomberg article, it goes on to say that, Batman could be getting a new assignment with roller coaster fans. It says Warner Brothers currently licenses its DC properties, which include iconic characters such as Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, to Six Flags, but it's exploring the possibility of partnering with additional operators, said the people who asked not to be named as the information is private. The talks are at an early stage and don't yet involve contractual negotiations, the people said. A representative for Comcast and Warner Brothers both declined to comment. But basically, there's really no details on this. And they even mentioned that the DC theme park rights are currently with Six Flags, but that Warner Brothers was looking to move away from Six Flags and potentially do something else.
That's a good move right there.
It's not a bad move. And I've talked about this. If Universal was able to, or Comcast was able to get, let's say they got Warner Brothers, they wanted these DC theme park rights. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's that big of a leap to think you could just buy them out from Six Flags, given that they're not doing very well. They're closing theme parks like crazy.
Yeah.
And DC is really wasted in Six Flags. Like, it's just not a big draw. They don't do that. They don't have these immersive lands with it. And so potentially it looks like at least DC, they didn't name anything else, but I would assume the other things are on the table as well, which make you assume that perhaps the theme park rights are separate from whatever deal they would make with Netflix or Paramount potentially.
Okay.
But I haven't heard anything else from that since Thursday when that story broke. But potentially looks like Universal could get the DC theme park rights, which would then bring into question,
crazy.
Would Universal then get rid of Marvel Superhero Island, given that Disney now owns the rights to Marvel and they can't really do anything with Marvel Superhero Island other than update it? They can't really add anything to it because Disney owns it. Mm-hmm. Or would they add DC into another area of the parks and have basically be the theme park destination for both DC and Marvel superheroes? If it were to go through and them get it.
I could see a situation where they get rid of Toon Lagoon and just expand Superhero Island into Toon Lagoon and put DC in there.
That I've thought about as well. And what's interesting about that you bring up is there was a Twitter account. Now, there's nothing I have found about this. I just found there was this random Twitter account that its whole profile was about Toon Lagoon.
Okay.
And loving Toon Lagoon. I think like Bucky and Bucky or Rocky and Bullwinkle. I think that's what it was based on.
Okay.
And they made some posts that got a lot of traction saying, I just heard my favorite theme park land is going away in 4 years. And a bunch of people were like, what are you talking about? And it's like, I just heard this. So there's literally nothing I found about that. They didn't post any sources. They just said they were told that.
Okay.
So if you're looking at that, I think Toon Lagoon is interesting for a few places, potentially a DC area, but also let's say they could get the rights to Looney Tunes. Looney Tunes makes a lot of sense to overlay an already cartoon land.
Yeah, for sure. Like, that's what I said. Like, I think that is most likely a location if they wanted to keep the existing Marvel stuff and just kind of not even rename it, just expand it, because it could all be superheroes.
Right.
Like, that makes sense to me. Now, I don't know if that would look weird to have Marvel and DC stuff commingle. I don't know.
I think that's the question, because I've talked about many times, like, Universal is not going to give up the rights to, Marvel just to Disney without Disney paying a ton of money for it.
Right.
Or they felt like they could have something else that would work there.
Yeah.
That might be better, because you got to think at some point, Marvel Superhero Island's coming up on 30 years old.
That's pretty old.
It's pretty old, and with a land that you can't, they're hamstringed with that land. They can't do anything with it. It's a time capsule. And by the way, I love Marvel Superhero Island. I love that era of the comics. That's what I grew up reading. Mm-hmm. But, you can't do anything with the MCU. The ride you have there, and Spider-Man's a great ride. The rest of, the Hulk has its fan base. But other than that, like, most of the stuff in there is just kind of very 90s. I guess you could just say.
Very.
And so if you're looking at it coming up on 30 years old, if you have the potential to get these DC rights, and Marvel is not as strong as it was even 5 years ago. So if you were going to look at a scenario where Universal would think about doing this, and I'm not saying they're going to do it, or that even if they got the rights to DC, that they automatically would get rid of this. But if you were looking at a scenario where they might get rid of Marvel Superhero Island, this would be one which they would do. Now, the question would be, would Disney have to pay for those rights to get them back, or would Universal just forfeit them? Because the way that contract works, it's in perpetuity. So as long as Universal keeps up all the standards, like they don't have to, they don't have to renew the contract or anything. But if they relinquish them, they just default to Disney at this point, is the way that would work. And you think about if Universal were looking to give up the Marvel rights, people say, well, why would they do that? Well, first off, Marvel's not where it was 5 years ago. And if they feel like they could have something in place of it that they could, it could become an actual draw for the park. It could become an asset instead of just something they're holding on to keep out of their competitors' hands. And also the fact that even if they gave it to Disney, let's say the rights were defaulted to Disney tomorrow, I really don't think there'd be anything they would do with those for like a decade at this point, where they're at with current construction of things. They might announce something, but I think it would take them a while before they'd actually implement it into the parks. And then you think about where would the MCU, there's lots of questions of where it'll be even in 5 years. So I think if you are Universal and you were potentially going to get these DC rights, and if you were looking at weighing the potential of like, do we rid ourselves of Marvel? Would it come back to bite us in the end? I think potentially, if you're talking about a situation where it doesn't hurt you as much as it would have in the past, this is a scenario where you could look at that and understand where they might take that risk.
Yeah.
And I would say it would be a risk, but
sure.
The MCU could have a revitalization and really be gangbusters. So I don't know where I'd even put it. I mean, it would be interesting if Universal did just become the superhero mecca of they had Marvel and DC.
That'd be really cool.
Although it'd be really weird because you'd have Marvel Superhero Island, which is just stuck in the 90s, and probably a DC land that would be just like high tech and all this cool stuff. You'd be like, this is weird, but
we don't even know. You're just conjecturing.
Completely conjecturing.
Yeah.
Completely. But if it wasn't Marvel Superhero Island, like you said, it could be Toon Lagoon. You could look at the Simpsons area is one that I think if you look at that, if that's an unknown quantity at this point, you could put it over there potentially. Maybe Men in Black, something happens. You've got a lot of space there potentially you could do this with, or even just Epic Universe. So there are places they could do this if they don't do Marvel Superhero Island. But I suppose if this did happen and they got those rights, that decision will be very interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
Would you be sad if Marvel Superhero Island went, or would you just be like, eh?
Yeah, I think it'd be weird. It'd be weird if it wasn't there. I enjoy hearing the 90s music when I walk in.
Yeah.
I enjoy feeling immersed in the land. I like Spider-Man. I wish I could ride Hulk. I can't ride Hulk anymore. So I don't do any of the rides except for Spider-Man. But I do enjoy the land quite a bit. It's just nice.
It is. I like I said, I like it.
Yeah.
It's a very nostalgic thing for me in my childhood. But if you actually look at that lane, it's not that big. I feel like
it's not.
You could eat into space a little bit. You got that auditorium thing that they don't really use very much. You could eat into more space.
Well, because of this, how the rides are situated and the water being right there, it does feel like a little bit smaller. Like there's just one road, and then there's that alleyway with Doctor Doom.
Yeah. And I have heard with Lost Continent that, I'm talking about this, and the person even told me that that's where Pokemon was going to go. And I'm like, there's not that much room there now. And they were saying that there's a lot more room now to go like where the former backstage areas, because they moved a lot of the backstage stuff over to Epic Universe. So there's actually room that they can go deeper in.
That they don't need for like Halloween Horror Nights?
I guess not. I don't know. Right there, they said,
I don't know.
Well, they told me that was the plan, to go further in and not necessarily like wider if you look at that area. So I suppose you could do the same thing maybe in Marvel Superhero Island. I'm not really sure.
I don't know.
I know Simpsons area now, you can go a little deeper in there because of some backstage areas. So there's definitely some possibilities if it were to happen where they could put this.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens with the deal with Netflix. Because like you said, if it doesn't go through and Paramount gets it, which by the way, Paramount Skydance?
Yes.
Who runs Skydance?
So the Ellisons owned Skydance, and then they bought Paramount.
But who else is in Skydance?
Ownership wise?
Yeah, like who else is involved in Skydance?
I mean, from an ownership perspective, it's David Ellison, which is Larry Ellison's son.
Yeah.
You do have what's his name? Used to run Pixar.
John Lasseter.
John Lasseter
That's what I was like, okay.
is it heads up their animation side.
Got it. That's interesting.
Which you got to think if they got Looney Tunes, John Lasseter's there. Now he hasn't done anything of really prominence since he's been there, but you do have the potential of John Lasseter being in control of stuff if they were to get it.
Interesting. That's when you said Skydance. I was like, oh wait, what? Who? What?
Yeah,
It's interesting how that all works.
yeah.
That'd be
So
interesting.
all of this to say,
Yeah.
I want Gotham City in a theme park. And I'd be really excited to see what Universal Creative would be able to do with you just have all the freedom in the world to do some sort of DC land, to seeing what they've done with Epic and the Wizarding Worlds. I think potentially that would be awesome.
That would be very cool. That'd be very cool.
Yeah, I would be. I want a ride where I'm flying like I'm Superman.
Okay, let's do it.
Just don't make it based off the gunverse, the DC gun stuff.
Okay.
Christopher Reeve Superman.
Okay, Jared.
And
I'll let him know.
And Christian Bale Batman.
Okay.
Although the better Batman I do think is Ben Affleck, but
Oh, I mean, I can't have this conversation again. I can't do it.
I know, I'm just saying. I just think Ben Affleck was a pretty good Batman. That's all I'm saying. So.